Luis Cordova. Receiving serve, now living in Boston, Massachusetts, Killian Carroll. 0-0.
And you heard the announcement there from David Fink. This is the NYAC WPH Race for 8 stop number 6 of the 2017-18 tour between Luis Cordova and Killian Carroll here on the opening rally. Nice dive get from Killian. My name is Dave Vincent. Thanks for tuning in. Our referee is David Fink.
Replay.
This is the best 2 out of 3 to 15, win by 2. And the men's quarterfinals is underway.
0-0. Short. Second serve.
It's a beautiful kill shot there from Killian Carroll. Originally from
0-0.
County Cork, Ireland, now living in Boston, Massachusetts.
Point.
Killian has become quite the kill shot artist. Back wall set up there for Killian goes about 1 inch high. Big setup here.
Side out.
Luis Cordova is able to execute, gets the side out. Now he's serving.
0-1. Replay. Luis, you have to be careful not to back in there. 0-1. Short. Second serve. Point. 1-1. Side out. 1-1.
We're at the historic New York Athletic Club right on Central Park in Upper Manhattan.
2-1.
Players from all over the world have flocked to this
Short.
facility in the city of New York for this race for 8 stop.
Second serve. Side out.
Beautiful left-handed kill shot there from Cordova.
1-2. Side out.
Killian Carroll is the best get artist on the Pro Tour. He has the best serve on the Pro Tour. As I say that, it's a short.
Second serve.
And he has the best back wall kill shot on tour. And with those type of tools, no wonder he's our #1 ranked player on tour.
Point. Three, 1.
Big setup here for Cordova.
Side out.
And he gets back into the server's box.
1-3. 3-1. Point. 4-1. Short. Second serve.
Killian hasn't been able to locate that first serve yet in this first game, and there's a crack. Maybe that's going to be the location.
5-1.
He gets it on a second serve, and he goes for it again, almost gets it. 5-1 is the score.
Point.
Luis just standing there watching that happen.
6-1. Side out.
Carroll going with an underhand punch fist down the left wall and just skips it in.
1-6.
Luis trying to slow this game down. Killian coming in very aggressively to take that ball early, but it was called short.
Side out. Six one. Point.
Score now 7-1. Killian Carroll in the lead. Game number 1. Men's quarterfinals in New York.
7-1. Point.
Now Carroll starting to rattle off points here.
8-1. Short. Second serve. Point. One minute.
1 minute timeout from Luis Cordova. We're going to take one in the booth as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Stick with us.
Seconds. Time. Luis, you'll have one full timeout and 1 30-second remaining. Killian serving. 9-1. Point. 10-1. Point. 11-1.
Killian doing a lot more punch fist shots
12-1.
in this rally than I think I've seen him do the whole season. There's another one.
Point. 13-1.
13-1 is the score here.
Point.
Going to 15, and now we're at game point.
14-1.
14-1.
Short. Second serve. Game.
There it is. First game is in the books. There will be a 4-minute break, and we'll be back right before the start of game number 2. Killian Carroll defeats Luis Cordova in game 1, 14-1. We'll be back in just a bit. It's the World Players of Handball here as we give you this live stream on a Saturday morning from New York. We'll be back in just a bit.
One minute.
We are back for game number 2 here in New York as Killian Carroll wins game number 1, 15-1 against Luis Cordova. Killian Carroll shattered the record of 5 straight Race for 8 finals. Final appearances. Paul Brady had the record from 2014 to 15 by appearing in 9 straight Race for 8 finals and counting. We're talking about Carroll here. He's been to 9 straight and counting, winning 7 of those Race for 8 finals. Paul Brady had 5 in a row. Killian Carroll
0-0.
started that streak with Race for 8 6 in New Orleans 2017 and continued that Race for 8 7 in Houston 2018. Killian winning that first one 15-1, has the first serve in game 2 and a quick side out. Luis Cordova stepping
0-0.
in.
Short.
Luis Cordova has a pretty cool record himself that is on our fun facts. He goes by the name Lucho, but he authored the largest playoff comeback of the season when he rallied from I believe it was 18 to 25, so it was 18 to 24 was the score, going to 25 for the 5th place playoffs in Montana to defeat Vic Perez 26 to 24, scoring 6 straight
0-0.
points there and to take down Vic in extra innings. It's not easy to do that against these top pros. He's also one of just a handful of these players that have scored over 100 points in one event this season. If you do the math, playing these games to 15, you have to get pretty deep into the draw in order to do that. Killian Carroll's done it 5 times.
Side out.
Cordova has done it once.
0-1. Point.
That was a nice right corner front kill there from Luis Cordova.
1-1. Side out. 1-1. Side out.
If you just tuned in, it was
1-1.
Carroll winning the first one 15 to 1. We're tied at 1 here in game number 2. This is the quarterfinals between Luis Cordova and Killian Carroll. New York Athletic Club. We're in Manhattan. Our referee is David Fink.
Side out. 1-1. Side out. 1-1.
Both these players trading side outs now.
Point. 2-1. Point. 3-1. Point.
That's a great pass right there from Killian Carroll. So far this season against top 12 players, Killian Carroll has a remarkable 13-1 record.
Skip. Side out.
That's all season long, a season that started in 2017. 13 wins and 1 loss against top 12 ranked pros on this Race for 8 tour. Luis Cordova, conversely, has 4 wins and 7 losses
Point.
against top 12 pros.
2-4. Side out.
Oh, wow.
4-2. Short.
Earlier I said that Killian Carroll had 5 separate
serve.
tournaments this year where he scored over 100 points in the tournament. He actually leads the way. He scored 132 points in Montana.
Point.
These 15-point games, it's difficult to get up there
5-2.
past 100.
Short.
And we're only counting from round of 16 on.
Second serve. Point.
Killian has become so automatic from that spot on the court. A lot of other players like to go to the corners. He goes right
6-2.
straight down with a overhand style reverse to keep the ball flat.
Side out. Two, 6.
Great replay right there, showing you what Carroll had to go through just to try to be in the vicinity of that ball. 2-6 is the score. Luis Cordova is our server here.
Side out. Six, 2. Short.
Match coming up after this one's going to be Marco Chavez versus
Second
Vic
serve.
Perez. Marcos got past Eric Torres out of Palo Alto, California, and it was Vic Perez defeating Sean Lennon yesterday in a thrilling tiebreaker match. Had some controversy. Vic Perez now
2-6.
going to face Marco Chavez right after the conclusion of this one. Nice get right there. Luis doesn't make it to the front wall, though. Killian Carroll got past Stephen Cooney in round number 1 yesterday.
6-2.
The scores were 15-9, 15-6. And Luis Cordova over John Iglesias, which so far has been regarded as the match of the tournament
Point.
in a tiebreaker. Late last night,
Side out.
that too had controversy.
2-6.
We could have very easily have seen John Iglesias in this match instead of Luis Cordova.
Point. 3-6. Point.
Make that 4-6. Players don't normally get into double digits against
4-6.
Killian Carroll.
Replay. Four, 6. Point.
See Cordova there flexing his knee.
5-6.
5-6 is the score. Killian Carroll has played the most race for 8 matches this season. Before coming into this tournament, he has 20. But the big stat that I read earlier about him is he had a 90-point-plus differential in Houston just at our last stop, which is complete dominance. I mean, we've already stated earlier that you score about 100 points in a tournament, and to beat your opponents by 90-point differential, that's pretty big.
Point.
And a nice shot there from Luis Cordova.
7-6.
And that's the first lead, as Luis now has 7. Oh, and it was a beautiful dig there from Cordova, but the ball doesn't make it to the front wall. Gets there in time with a backhanded flip, sort of Superman style. Watch this as Luis jumps in and just flips this with the backhand and almost slides it in for a rollout. Just misses. Killian Carroll, one of 2 players on the Race for 8 Tour to advance to the semifinals or better of all 5 Race for 8 7 events this season. This is stop number 6, so assuming that if he wins here, he will be adding to that total. Carroll is the only player to advance to the final of every single event this season. No wonder he's number 1.
6-7.
Beautiful left-handed kill shot there from Killian Carroll, now tying it at 7. Yet the win by 2 here, so if this pace keeps up, we might see some overtime. And another kill shot there from Carroll.
Eight, 7. Replay. First serve. 8-7. Point. 9-7. Short. Second serve. Point. Your first 1 minute, the score is 10-7.
Timeout being called there from Luis Cordova. You're watching the live broadcast of the WPH Race for 8 stop number 6 in New York Athletic Club at the NYAC. We're in Upper Manhattan near Central Park. In fact, just right across the street at the historic New York Athletic Club. It's a great venue for handball. A lot of great support here locally, and of course the scenery is amazing. Central Park yesterday, very warm in the mid-70s here, where it's been snowing the previous week. In fact, it's been snowing the previous couple months. Very cold weather here. And the locals went out and were laying in the grass, and it had a really cool sort of beginning of spring feel yesterday. And then came back to the athletic club and bragged about how great the weather was for us, and that typical cynicism from the New York folks. They said, well, don't worry, it'll snow next week. Already looked at the forecast, and so we're enjoying it while we're here. But a great view of Central Park yesterday, and all of the, thousands of people out there laying on the grass and enjoying the sun. Still very warm this morning, in fact.
Point. 11-7. Short.
That was close. 11-7, second serve. Killian's been going for crack serves here. Hit him on that one just a little high. Beautiful dig right there from Carroll. Gets back up, dives down again, and this time puts it away.
Foul.
And he is still serving. Yeah, he waits down and then jumps back up, and the ball hit in the exact same spot. This time he just flips it to the front wall and gets the point. This is very rare to see Killian Carroll toweling down the floor. After a dive, he usually just jumps right back up. That's because he's not sweating.
12-7. Side out. Seven 12. Point. Eight 12. Point. Nine 12. Point.
Now, Cordova bringing it to 10-12 here.
10-12. Point.
11-12. No timeout called from Killian.
11-12. Side out. $12-11. Short. Second serve. Side out. $11-12. Side out. $12-11. Side out. 11-12. Side out.
Beautiful shot there from Killian Carroll.
12-11.
Great shot there, gets the side out. Luis Cordova now serving at 11-12. Here's that replay.
11-12.
He puts it in the right spot. He knows that Killian's going to go back to the middle of the court. Right where Killian was laying is where Luis put that ball.
Point.
And he gets another point here, tying it at 12. It's getting interesting.
12-12.
Been a long time since I remember anybody getting double digits off of of Killian Carroll in an opening round. Broadcast round, that is. No avoidable called, no screen called. Oh, Luis going between his legs there.
Side out.
Not sure about that. If he
Timeout. Your first 1 minute.
was able to move his body
12-12.
and get into position better there. Instead, he goes between his legs and misses it at a time when he was serving. I think both players were a little disrupted by that contact that was not called midway through that rally. Luis would rather have that rally called over and Control-Alt-Delete. Killian will be serving here at 12-12.
20 seconds. Killian, you'll have 1 full timeout and 1 30-second timeout remaining. Time. 12-12.
We're all together at 12.
Short. Second serve. Point.
Wow. Great shot there from Killian.
13-12. Short. Second serve. Side out. 12-13.
Oh, good shot. Killian's able to track it back down. Luis goes in with that strong left. Killian puts it away. Two bounce call there from Luis Cordova, who was in the driver's seat in the middle of that rally, but somehow Killian gets that side out.
13-12. Point.
Now it's match point here.
Foul. Fourteen 12. Short. Second serve.
There it is. As Luis goes up and gives Killian a handshake there. This ball was totally gettable, but it just ate up Cordova, who seemed to lose it off the glass there. Carroll advances to the semis once again at another one of our race stops. He is going to face the winner of either Patrick Function or Emmett Peixote. And that match is going to come up at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time this morning. We'll be able to watch that and see who Killian is going to face up. That match in the semifinals will take place at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So if you're a Carroll fan, and I know you are, we'll see you at 3 o'clock Eastern Time for his next match.